Ladies and gents, and everyone else in between, welcome to our next series. Welcome to Demon Souls. Well, well, well. I never thought this day would come. The reason I'm being all dramatic is because this is the first time after being ill for about 6 weeks, that I've been able to record my next Soulsborne series, okay? So some of you might be watching and thinking, wait, wasn't that a few weeks ago? Or, a couple of months ago, whenever this is going to be uploaded. You're correct, yes. I did, in fact, and I'll come clean with you guys. I recorded all of Sekiro and all of Bloodborne before I even got ill in February, okay? I did that. I did it, okay? I'm not ashamed to admit it. I enjoyed recording so much. I didn't really feel the need to space things out, and because my channel is, minute, it's an amoeba of a channel. Well, we'll have this play in the background, why not? It's a minute channel. I don't really... It doesn't feel like there's a need to space up my content in such a way, or space up my recording, because there's less expectations. I can kind of just do everything in the background and then just upload the stuff as and when it comes to that point, But anyway, without blathering on too much, as I tend to do at the beginning of my series, and I probably put off like 99% of the viewers, but whatever. I was ill. I had a really bad cold/flu. Okay, and I'm gonna get distracted by this now by watching it. Amazing graphics, though. I was really ill. So I was really bad. I had a really bad cold. I then got conjunctivitis. I then got a middle ear infection in both ears, okay? Now, even after I had the cold, I felt well enough that I could have recorded this kind of stuff, okay? But the problem is, because of the ear infection, I literally couldn't hear anything. So I didn't want to start uploading stuff, recording stuff whilst I still couldn't hear properly, because I couldn't hear myself, I couldn't hear the game. It meant that I couldn't test the content of my channel to make sure that the quality was there, So this is the first proper session. Apart from the stuff that I did at the time, which was a little bit of an experiment, I uploaded some... Hello, it's Godzilla. There he is, the Chernobog. The disappointment. But we'll get to that later. Here we go, Demon Souls, yes. Sorry, I uploaded at the time, whilst I was actually ill, some Nintendo content, and what's it called? Bloody Call of Duty as well. Because these were the kind of games that I was playing at the time whilst I was ill, and it felt as though I could kind of upload that stuff, or I could record it, without having to worry so much about whether or not I could hear stuff properly, because, I don't know, it just felt a bit more silly, a bit less serious. And of course, what do you know, one of the Mario Kart episodes I uploaded got the most views on my channel, probably all my other views combined. Just on one. I mean, at the time of recording, it's got over 800 views, which seems like a drop in the bloody ocean when you compare it to other YouTube channels. But to me, it's like, whoa, 800 views, 800 people have seen it. See me make a fool of myself. But anyway, right, we're not watching this again. But yeah, sorry for babbling on. I felt like I had to get that out of my system, because it's been a slog. It was so bad that I thought that I wouldn't even be able to record again. I know it's so dramatic, but it's like, when you do everything in your power, I went to the doctors multiple times, private doctors, NHS, in the UK. I had prescriptions this and antibiotics that, and it just wasn't working. So eventually, it did work. I've gone and continue here. See Daisy. I've gone and continue. Sorry, this was a test save. I apologise. We're starting a new character here. Okay, so this is actually going to be our first Souls game on the channel. Yeah. that actually has Souls in the title, or is part of the Souls/Dark Souls series specifically. Okay, now, okay, let's choose a body. I think that's a lady and a male. What the heck is this? Do they give you a random guy at the start of every character creation? Do you know? I don't even remember. I've played this game a few times now. I'll come clean with you guys. It's not my favourite at all. It's probably my second least favourite Soulsborne game. Okay, you can probably imagine which one is first, but this one, it's down there. So you know what? While I'm producing this character here, it shouldn't take long. I'll just spout on a bit about my experience with Demon Souls. Sorry. Yeah, I played it a few times. I don't mind it. And I've never played the original, okay? Just to full disclosure, I never played the original on the PS3 because that's where you can play it, and I was an Xbox player back then. I know you can parade me in the streets and throw various types of vegetables at me for that sin. But no, sorry, I'm being melodramatic, but. No, these days I do much prefer having a PlayStation. And yes, but unfortunately, my first console was a PS4 when it came to PlayStation. Okay, so I never got around to playing the original Demon Souls. So my first experience of the game was indeed the remake here. Okay, that's on the PS5. Now, sorry, I'm flicking through these. We're going to go for a strength build. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you see my Demon Souls, not Demon Souls. What's it called? Elden Ring playthrough. I've already kind of described that I like to do strength builds. Okay, well, I say strength. Actually, no, I've done Bloodborne, haven't I? In Bloodborne, I did a quality build. Technically, yeah. I sometimes like to do quality, but in this one, we're going to be doing strength. Okay. Now, a little gift here. Okay, there's no master gear, unfortunately, but I guess we can just quickly go through them here. And I'll carry on talking about my previous experiences of Demon Souls as well in a short while. Let's concentrate on the character a little bit. This isn't going to be my guy, by the way. Although I now see him, he's a pretty cool beard actually, and a nice. Well, I don't know what you'd call this. A faux hawk, but with dreadlocks. I don't know. Anyway, excuse me. Right. Augite, I actually don't know how to pronounce that word, of guidance. This is basically a prism stone. It is useless, okay? It's a glowy little coffee bean. No thank you. Grass jelly, this recovers HP over time. It's not bad, but it's a one-off consumable item, okay? Again, I'm not interested in consumables. In the grand scheme of things, this is elixir. So this is for stamina recovery. It's basically like a green blossom in the Dark Souls games, okay? Bright water, that's for your mana, okay? Again, might be good for a mage, but one-time use item. Okay, that's what we're going to go with, but we'll come back to it in a second. Kunai, now this could be interesting, okay? Especially for, I don't know, if speedrunners. Although probably speedrunners would go for a firebomb, but not speedrunners, sorry. Like, if you want to cheese certain bosses, you can poison them. Like, I know you can poison, what's he called? The Flame Lurker. So, if you use Kunai, that's one way to get a poison off on someone, on a more tough, or on a tougher enemy. Punch above your weight and all that sort of palaver. Firebombs, classic, okay? If you, like I said, could melt certain bosses like the Phalanx or the Leech Monger, okay? But I'm not going to go over that one. Soul remains useless, okay? Unfortunately, it's a Alluring Skull. And some fire arrows, again, useless. Unless you want to do a, what's it called? Like a bow run. You might want some fire arrows to begin with. But we're going to go for the ring. Now, the reason we're going for the ring is it's a permanent item, okay? Raises item discovery, which is great. You can get this ring in the game. You have to trade something with Snuggly the Crow, whatever it's called, okay? But sorry, I just got a cold shiver down my spine. I want to check I'm recording okay. I am. Okay, and is the in-game sound working? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, cool. Right. Sorry, the main reason I'd say, at least for first time players, is get this ring because it counts. I believe it counts towards your platinum trophy. Okay, if you're interested in getting that, right? Because you need to collect every ring in the game, I believe. Okay, you might want to confirm that yourselves, but just picking it for that reason, if you're a first time player, is a good enough reason for me. Okay, so here are my previous characters. This was my first one, not my best. This one's a little bit better, so kind of a standard twink creation here that we've gone for. I'm sure I gave him like sharp teeth as well, and we'll get up to all that eventually. We'll use like the camera mode and stuff to take a look, but yeah, it's fine. Pretty standard twink, like I said. When I say twink, I don't mean the Dark Souls term for twink. I mean the gay version. Sorry. Right. So yeah, that's the one we're gonna go for here. Look. We want to retrieve it. God, imagine if I overwrote it, then I would have been very sad. Foundation. My complexion seems fine, I thank you. Oh, you mean foundation is in my body style, right? That's fine. What? Oh, God. You can kind of see his sharp teeth there a little bit, look, can't you? So they're ladies. These are men. More male voices, masculine voices, should I say? Just give me the lowest one. They all kind of sound similar to me. What's ENV? Oh, environment. Okay, that's cool. Well, yeah, look at that. Different moods. Yeah, we'll go with the desert one. It doesn't matter because we're about to leave it, but well. So yeah, there's a character here. Look. Why have we got? Looks like I'm dripping on my nipples. Am I sweating? Ooh. Or are they scars? Who knows? Who knows? We are a bit dirty, aren't we? We are a little bit dirty. It's cool though. Look on the elbow. Look, some little grazes there, and some paws. They did. I mean, apart from the mouths. As you'll see a little bit later on in the game, they did a great job. Otherwise, you know, it's very nice looking character creator. Anyways, let's crack on. Okay, beginning movie time.
King
Everyone,
Alant the 12th, by channeling the power of souls,
listen to that voice, man.
Unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land.
Sounds like Manchester.
Cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valifax of the royal twin fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight.
Or it sounds a bit like Brexit.
Had roused the old one, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons
monster.
hunt down men and claim their souls.
Look how big these guys
Those who
are.
lose their souls,
They're
lose also
huge.
their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos
You
reigns.
never see any of these guys.
Valifax also spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls.
Well, you see the
Each
Chernobog
time
dude.
a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force. And the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors lured by the possibilities braved the fissure to breach the accursed land. But none have returned. Pure of the Twin Fangs. Yet the silent chief. Saint Urbane. Scurva the Wanderer. The sixth Saint Astraea with her knight Garl Vinland. And Sage Frake the Visionary.
And Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing.
Beyond Boletaria's borders. humankind faces a slow and steady extinction.
Again, sounds like normal
The
life.
deep fog
Or real
will
life, should I
eventually
say.
swallow all lands near and far.
Ah, maybe it's a metaphor for climate change.
But Boletaria has one final hope.
Ooh, I wonder who that could be.
A warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Oh, has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
New boy toy. Would you like to play the journey to the Nexus? This is the tutorial bit. Yes, we would. Now, you might think to skip this. However, there is some unique content attached to the remake version of Demon's Souls, okay? Within the tutorial, right? So we want to be able to get that. Now, this isn't the pre-order version either, so I haven't got access to like the, you know, the cool weapon and armor, but I wouldn't use it anyway, so I'm not interested.
I shall guide you to the fissure.
Ah, the anal fissure. There it is. Nasty
So
business.
that you may lull the old one back to slumber.
There we go. Lands between. Foul, tarnished, smouldering with thy flame of ambition. Ah, feels good to be able to just talk. Even if it's utter nonsense. Ah, wah. Here we go. My turkey leg. Well, anyway, look, people, look. This was our first taste on the PlayStation 5 of the next gen. The possibilities are endless. There we go, look. Right, these are probably... I've got online turned on, but these are probably, yeah, they're going to be bog standard tutorial thingies on the floor. Hello. I don't think this guy even attacks you. Do you know what? It kind of looks a bit like my boss. Oh, sorry if you're watching this, Rick. My boss is bald, so that's why. Anyway, enough of the bald jokes. Right, why have we got 2 turkey legs? Why have we got 2 drumsticks here? You can't... I'm not going to use a shield, excuse me. It can come in handy for some tougher enemies earlier on, but why have we got 2... Hang on. Oh, I missed this. Couldn't do this in Bloodborne. Yeah, you can't dual wield in this game, can you? You can kind of do that. Wow. Goodness me. Hang on. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just testing. I'm just experimenting. No, I don't think you can dual wield, so that's kind of a waste of time. But oh well, 2 for the price of 1. We'll get rid of this. What else do I have? Nothing else. Right, cool. So yeah, I'm going to be very much doing a strength build. I'm not going to be relying on shields. So I'm just going to be two-handing my weapon in the grand scheme of things. Or mainly, should I say. Ooh, good hit. So, oh, it looks like we only just managed to not eliminate these dudes. Oh, I thought there was an enemy to my left. Look, they have like 1 HP left. That's no good. I'll have to fix that soon. Hello, buddy. Yeah, that was me over the past month. Pretty much. Just that. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I played Demon's Souls before. And I didn't play the original, or I haven't played it. So my first experience of the game was this. And it's kind of... Well... It wasn't the main reason I got the PlayStation 5. I kind of always knew that I wanted to get one because I had the PS4 and I enjoyed it. But it was certainly a catalyst which led to me wanting to get it, of course. However, I had to pretty much wait like a year because of the old stocks. I don't even know if it's still the case that you can't get a PS5 at the moment. I don't know. But I had to wait like a year to get one. And even when I did, people... I sold out, and I think I've already mentioned this, but I sold out, and I got one on eBay. What is it called when people upsell something on eBay? There was a name for it. I'm gonna say shark, but I don't know about that. Anyway, So I did realise then, actually, as well, there is counter-attack damage in this game, because whilst the dude was going to attack me, I attacked them, and they died in one hit, so I did more damage, which is interesting to know. That's good to know. Ooh, look, we got a sparkly coffee bean on our hip to light our way. Sorry, I also kind of glossed over the vaulting mechanic, okay? So, I get kind of like, I guess, the precursor to jumping in the Soulsborne series. So sorry, yeah, make sure you go get the glowy back there before you touch this, because this is the point of no return. You can never come back, okay? What was I saying? Vaulting, yeah. There's only like a few places, like 3 spots in the entire game where you can actually vault over something, so very, very rarely is it actually useful for us, okay? So don't worry too much about that. Right, some tougher dudes to deal with here, but nothing we can't handle. Oh, now you're a bit more spicy. Okay, I know you could be stun locked, right? Yeah, I actually could have finished him. Now, these guys are fine. You just got to watch out for the shield, because they can sometimes attack whilst guarding, which breaks the rules of Souls, because usually you have to have a spear to attack from behind a shield. Alright then, buddy. You can also do backstabs. And, I believe you can parry. I don't know if you need a small shield specifically, or if you can just use a medium shield. I assume you can probably use a medium shield. Did you drop any items, by the way? No. I got my HP back, by the way. That's interesting. So just using the archstone there got my HP back for me. I'm not complaining, because unfortunately, if you die in this tutorial, I know there's a guy behind me. I don't care. If you die, ooh, good shot. If you die in this tutorial, you cannot revisit it, okay, and you lose out on the optional goodies. So, my recommendation would simply be, if that happens, then restart, okay? Just restart your character, start again, okay? It's no problem. It's a problem if you can't do it, but what is in there, by the way? I don't think I've ever paid attention to, actually. I thought it was just like a smelter, but it looks like they're cooking something. What's they cook? Ooh, that's horrifying. Oh, God. Wow. I mean, yeah, if the world does go to shit, maybe that's what we'll have to get used to. Some nice rat broth. It's ratatouille, but not as we know it. Okay, so if we could jump, we'd be able to get over there, wouldn't we? God, after playing, even after playing Bloodborne, but after playing Elden Ring, like the restriction that you feel. Hello, gave yourself away there, didn't you? Right. I know there's something back here as well. Very pretty. Very nice. I actually wonder if we're in Boletaria somewhere. I've never actually considered where we are. One would assume in Boletaria Castle somewhere, but I have no idea, honestly. Maybe we'll get a view somewhere. Maybe not, because this is the boss right here. So, some colourless fog. Does it actually react to us? Hang on. Yeah, it does a little bit. Look, that's kind of cool. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, want to heal up, okay? So it is square to heal. Oh yeah, I was going to say as well, it was a little bit, even though I haven't played for a month, it's been a little bit weird, because since playing Bloodborne, you have the rally mechanic in that, and you get HP back after hitting an enemy, and in this, that's not the case. So that feels a little bit weird. But again, I know it's not a feature in Souls, necessarily. Well, you do get some rings that get you HP back. But anyway, look at these guys here. Do you know, I think that it looks a bit like the Penetrator, but I think it's actually the Red Knights that we'll see later on. Anyways, boss 1. The Vanguard Demon. Hello. Hi, buddy. So, the precursor to the, what's it called? The Asylum Demon. And you'll see why. There you go, the ground pound. The good old butt slam. And this guy's complete with... They come with butt jiggle physics. You see? Well. Talk about smacking the booty. Right, so... Ooh, contact damage. I didn't even know you did contact damage. I'm going to have to heal because they can delete you if you're not careful. But, unfortunately, at the moment, they are very tanky. Okay, they're very tanky. Now, I don't want to be against the wall either. Preferably. But... Right, you get away. You get away from the wall, buddy, please. Okay. Does look cool though, doesn't it? Shame all they do is swing an axe, but. So yes, for this one, take your time. If you're a melee character, just stick behind them and whack the booty. Okay. Like it's. Like it's yesterday's roast beef. If you're a sorcerer, however, or a wizard, whatever, or a miracle caster, whatever, you might have an easier time here because you'll probably just sit back. Well, certainly if you're a sorcerer, you can probably sit back and melt them. Okay. This one's been a little bit weird. Like it's kind of. I feel like we're dancing. We're using the entire floor here. Ooh, that was close. I'm going to heal just to be on the safe side because I'd rather not do this again and look like an absolute novice. Also, look at the little chain thing on his back. His little back spike. How weird. Maybe that's the kink. Ugh. I mean, honestly, if you would rather just do a little bit of bondage, my friend, you know, it could be arranged. I've had worse. Yeah, I've had worse. Oh, man. I mean, this is literally what being gay is like sometimes. You get the big old daddy like this, and then you get the twink. Look. It's an accurate reflection. Right. There, we're almost there. God, I think I'm gonna die first of my arms getting tired. Okay, we're almost there. Now this is a little bit spicy. I'm gonna move away. Okay. Wow, that guy's just stood there. How brave. Also, you've got wings, but I'm not entirely sure how it's possible for you to fly with wings so small. I mean, it's just those kind of demon problems, isn't it? And I'm afraid, buddy boo. It's GG. I love the way it shivers like a pig at the end. Right. So there we go. We did it. We don't have to do it again. How many souls do we get for you? 498. Wow. Breaking the bank. So these are our bonfires here. Look. Okay. Now in this game. I mean, we'll come across more later that you can actually use to teleport, but in this game you only get the archstones at the beginning of a level or after you defeat a boss, okay? And when you touch it, you'll get the boss soul, if you're wondering why we didn't get anything initially. Oh, excuse me, here's the special, the secret bit, right? Look. Oh, something big and bad over there. Now, the biggest secret, or the missable thing in the game is this right here. Look, that's the iron helm. Okay, so in this game there's something called the flute armor set, okay, which is kind of like the quintessential, it's the guy in the cutscene that we saw, the first cutscene that we saw, or the intro scene should I say, that was wearing that armor set, okay, the plated armor. That's called the flute armor set, okay, or the flute knight set. So in this game they changed the helmet slightly, okay, for whatever reason, for design purposes, or to put the kind of their own mark on the game. Blue Point Games, who developed this particular version. But that iron helm up there that we just got is the original helm from the original game, okay? And I'll just show you quickly while this guy's kind of breathing down our neck, literally. There you go, look. So this one, it's a little bit... How do we rotate you, by the way? Hang on, can I rotate you? It's kind of rotating by itself. So the nose is a lot pointier, and it's more like a grid. Okay, I actually prefer the new one to this, but for you collectors out there, at the very least, you'll want to get it. But look here, look, we've got Godzilla. So I mean, this is a big old demon. This is kind of cool. But look, unfortunately, there's nothing else that we can do apart from walk over to the creature that's about to grind our face off. Oh look, we still kept our turkey leg though. You died, however the Nexus traps you. You shall remain in this world forever as a soul. Okay, so you have to die even if you don't die in this tutorial.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessels. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessels. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
So the world might be mended. And we're back, baby. Doing a bit of Michael Jackson.
This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria.
Some shoes on, girl. And wash those damn feet.
Quit the Nexus, but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
Are you sure it's 5 and not 6? Anyway, you've died. The Nexus has imprisoned your soul. You cannot escape the Nexus apart from if you complete the game. Right. However, by capturing demon souls, you can reclaim your corporeal body. So here we are, the Nexial Binding. Okay, so that's basically like our dark sign. That'll bring us back here, but we'll lose all our souls in the process. Welcome to the Nexus. So it's a pretty cool name for a hub world. So this is like your Firelink Shrine. This is your Medulla. What else? What else was there? God, I'm terrible. What was it in Elden Ring? Oh, the Round Table Hold. Yeah, it's all that sort of palaver. There's a little statue here. Okay, again, this was added as part of the remake. You can't interact with it yet, but when you can, after doing your first area in the Archstone over there, okay, the first world, you'll be able to come back and interact with this. You can change cosmetics, okay? Unfortunately, you cannot respect your character in this game, so once you make a decision about allocating points, it is set in stone forever and ever, amen. Okay, but also you can use this to change the world into something called the fractured world, okay? So that basically means that the entire world is reversed. It's like a mirror, it's mirrored, like a mirror image, okay? So think a more extravagant version of Mario Kart mirror mode. But anyway, I personally don't like it, okay? I don't like it. It's very jarring. It's very weird to play like with everything flipped. But for some players, it could be interesting, you know, especially people that played the original to death. Like, they might want to experience something a little bit different. The other incentive to do that would be to collect something called ceramic coins, okay, that can only be found in hidden places throughout the fractured world. Now, if you collect those, if you collect enough of them, you can trade them with Snuggly the Crow. I can't remember how many it is exactly. I want to say something like 23 of them. But again, look at the wiki if you want to do that. But if you do that, you will be able to trade them for a special, unique armor set, which is, again, only in the remake version of the game. It is not required for Platinum, okay? And I don't really regard it as 100% completion because it's not part of the original game, and like I said, it doesn't give you a trophy, okay? And I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to force myself to do it, right? Okay, so look, we have all the archstones here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? The 6th one, or the whatever over there, is broken. Okay, so I'm just thinking, we will talk to people, okay? But first, I think I'm going to go get some more goodies, okay? Whilst we're fresh out the realm of having been dead, we're going to go put ourselves in mortal danger once more, okay? Straight away. Here we are, right. So, a little bit of platforming to begin with. Now, you can't jump in this game, but if you roll, it allows you to travel a little bit further, okay? Now, you might think of this, that it's too far, you'll die, but no, okay? You just walk off that, you drop, you take a little bit of damage, otherwise you're fine. You get some New Moon Grass, which is a full HP heal, okay? So that's pretty good. The only thing is it weighs quite a lot. We'll get to the item weight thingy-majiggy soon enough, but we don't have to worry our pretty little heads about that until a little bit later. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, but this side, okay, so there's one on the other side too. This is giving me like some shrine feelings from Breath of the Wild 2. Not Breath of the Wild 2, but Breath of the Wild 2. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, I actually want to play that. I wonder if by the time I start uploading these videos it will have come out and I'll be playing it. Because as soon as Breath of the Wild does come out, I think I want to start like playing it as a let's play, because obviously I won't be able to do a walkthrough. Well, I could do a walkthrough, but I'd rather just play it for the first time and share it with you guys. But yeah, I want to upload that when it comes out, so maybe it'll be out by the time that this is going up, but we'll see. So yes, we got a soul there as well. Okay, now, so you get hard souls like in other, or soul items like in other Soulsborne games. Okay, that's the boss soul right there. Okay, I'm just gonna keep the boss souls, right? Okay. I don't think I'm going to be using any in this playthrough, but they can be used to craft unique weapons, which of course is traditional for Souls games, okay? But I'm just going to keep them in my storage as little trophies for me, okay? But there's no point in spending these yet, because if we die twice, we will lose them, and we don't want that to happen. We also cannot level up yet. We have to do the first area of this Archstone, right? So this guy, the blue man here, is going to give us a little bit of exposition, rather, okay, about the Nexus and what we have to do. So,
well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you?
Crestfallen warrior.
You came for demon souls.
He's back again.
To save this land and be remembered as a hero. Hunting for demons?
My business is my own.
One of the Archstones. Now go. That is why you came?
Look, there's a little slot for an Easter egg.
Boletaria.
It's almost Easter when I'm recording this. And I'm looking forward to next week, because there is going to be a 4-day weekend. I cannot wait. Lovely 4-day weekend. I apologise for anyone who works in retail or like public services that has to work during that time, but for me, being a little old bitch that works in the private sector, I get to have those days off. So, well. Look who we have here, and I can actually, do you know, I can actually, because I can hear myself, I can do impressions better. This is Stockpile Thomas, and you'll see why. You'll see why.
Stockpile Thomas. When the scourge came.
The scourge.
I didn't know what hit me.
I didn't.
When I came to, I found myself here in this Nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim.
A victim. Look at his teeth. He's very teethy.
At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
Baggage. Well, I suppose, Thomas, you could. Do you know, I've just realised he looks a bit like a slimmer version of James Corden, which has kind of ruined it for me. Anyway.
When the scourge came, I abandoned my wife and daughter.
Okay, my estimations of you have gone down immediately.
Like a coward. When I came to, I was in this nexus. I haven't dared venture outside these walls since.
When you came to, which means you died?
I wish I could do more. But I am ignorant of the world beyond these walls.
Well, you could give me your soul. No. Right, Thomas, yes, right. Stockpile Thomas. Everyone's favourite bag boy. So Thomas is here to lighten our load, like he said. God, I'm so happy because like part of my thing is I do some impressions sometimes, okay, on my channel, on my videos, and part of the thing is when I was deaf, when I couldn't hear myself, I couldn't hear myself doing impressions, so I couldn't like do fucking Scottish, or I remember I was trying to do one of my videos. I was trying to do, like Bernie Sanders, you know, from New York, and he talks like this, and I couldn't do it, and it was driving me insane. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit here, but so right, we can store some shit. So I'm going to store the boss souls. Like I said, I don't need you. Okay. Now. We'll hang on to you for now, but like I said, these better grasses, okay, they're called grass, even though they are clearly not grass. In fact, they are, I can tell you, they look like dandelion to me. Do you know dandelions, the little yellow flowers, but when they get the seed heads on them, they're like a little globe of seed heads. You blow them, and it makes all the seeds fly away, okay? So that's dandelion, and it's actually edible. So now that I think about it, maybe it's not too far-fetched, because, you know, you can eat dandelions, you can eat this, it cures you, whatever. It also reminds me a bit of like Resident Evil, like because you get herbs in that, don't you, that you can craft into medicine. Anyway, rambling again. So how do can I actually look at the description of these items? Yes, weight. So just 2 of those weighs 3, I'm just going to say pounds, could be, I doubt they're kilograms, 3 pounds there, look. Okay, now in this game, unfortunately, we have a item burden, okay, or a carry weight, right? In addition to an equip burden, okay, which is the more traditional stat for Soulspawn games, right? But in this game, in Miyazaki's infinite wisdom, he decided that, hey, do you know what would be cool? Let's make it so that people can't carry everything, or if they carry too much, they won't be able to walk properly, okay? And when they made the original, he thought, why don't we make it so that every time you have to store something, okay, because you're carrying too much, you have to walk back to the Nexus to store all of your shit.
Best of luck to you.
Which was indeed the case. So in this game, at least, they did a quality of life improvement where you can just go into your inventory, yeah, and you can send to storage. Beautiful, look. Wonderful. So at the very least, the developers of this game, Blue Point Games, they had the foresight to fix that. Blue Point Games being of, what's it called? Shadow of the Colossus fame, okay? So obviously, look, they're very good at remakes, aren't they? Look. And, you know, even though I said I don't necessarily like Demon's Souls that much, it has a soul, it feels like a Soulspawn game, okay? My main gripe with it, I didn't really finish my train of thought earlier, is that it feels very rigid, okay? And that's not necessarily the fault of Blue Point Games. I assume the original game is just like this. It feels very rigid and, I don't know, simplistic, which of course makes sense because it was the first one, okay? It was probably more of an experiment than anything. In a way, it feels imbalanced, okay? It feels imbalanced, but it's hard to describe why, okay? I certainly, when it comes to the whole tendency system, the world tendency system, okay? But again, we'll get to that as and when, right? We'll get to that, the juicy stuff, don't worry. So we have here, you are cute. We have Umbasa. Oh, Umbasa.
Oh my, how has this happened? Has God abandoned us for King of Land?
In the land.
Proper respect?
Oh, Mbasa.
Oh, Bassa. I've just realised she sounds like the girl from Elden Ring, the one who wants a strawberry grape. It's probably the same voice actress, actually. I'm turning into Sean Connery because I've just been talking to Stockpile Thomas. Anyway, do you know, I did a Sean Connery impression the other day, and I blew my my brother's mind away with it, and it wasn't. I didn't even think it was that good. What did I say? Oh, I said I'll have a vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. But for some reason, I don't. You know, it's just a standard. It's just like a Scottish accent with a bit more of a flair added to it. Okay, it's like Scottish but with Patrick Stewart sort of mixed in. Anyway, right, enough of babbling. I forgot Santa Claus. So with your souls, this is Ed here, and he's looking at his arm there. He's got scales. So this is Ed. He's one of the digger people. Okay.
You new here? Are you here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary.
Oh, it's not Ed. Sorry.
It's simple.
Look at his teeth.
Give me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons, or forge the ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living, and with my weapons, you.
Not
can
a
go
bad
on.
deal, eh?
Not a bad deal, eh?
So, whilst they did a good job on this game with regards to graphics and stuff, for some reason, I don't know what they did with the mouths, and of course, you know, everyone has pointed this out that's played the game. It's like they've over-animated the mouths. So it's like they're all very like, I talk like this, you can't see what I'm doing, but my teeth are like out the whole time. And it's like, you know, a bit OTT. And the mouths, I mean, on this character it's not so bad, but some of the mouths are huge as well. Anyway. Is that a potato there, Baldwin? Ooh. I'll have the potato, please. Anyway. Repair, might as well. Don't see why not. So in this game you have to repair your stuff. Okay. It doesn't recover its durability at archstones, right? Okay, so this guy, he doesn't sell stuff that's too useful for us. He sells this unique item though. This is for this is Lloyd's talisman right there. Okay, or a piece of jade. Edge sharpening stone, not bad, very expensive. But he does sell a some spice and grass. Okay, which can be useful. Now, what else do you have to say?
There's another blacksmith at the entrance to Stone Fang Mine. He's an eccentric old man who knows his trade well. He's the only sane one left in a town of soul-starved men. If you do meet him, no, forget it. That stubborn old ne'er-do-well will just chase you off. There aren't enough smithing tools in this temple to handle all the work. Only certain ores can be used to forge weapons, but you'll just have to make do. And be thankful that I can do anything for you at all in this forsaken place.
Forsaken place.
You come back alive. I need your business.
Considering I'm your only fucking customer. Anyway. So, that's pretty much everything that we can do with the Nexus for now. We can't see the Maiden in Black anymore because she's not here yet. What we can do is go to Boletaria, and we're going to do this in the first episode, okay? So I'm probably going to aim for hour-long episodes, but the first one's going to be a bit longer because, you know, I want to do the first bit all in one go, you know? A huge stone castle in the heart of the no, do you know what? A huge stone castle in the heart of the northern kingdom of Boletaria. Hungry soldiers attack trespassers, their souls stolen by demons, while nearby terrible dragons have taken a roost. Definitely not drakes as opposed to dragons, but let's not get into semantics. Sorry, I felt as though I had to do a Scottish accent there. I'm not making fun. I love accents, especially Scottish. So any opportunity that I get to do it, it's a blessing, a wee blessing. Look, it's a wee dragon. Well, a wee drake. Anyway, okay there, buddy. look, he's got some nesting. I'm gonna go build a nest with some buddies. Okay. Well, not quite the Dragon Lord that I was promised, but close enough. There we go. And look there. Gates of Boletaria, that little symbol, and it's in the top left as well, that little snake eye symbol. Well, let's get this discussion out of the way. Okay. I think you're all old enough for me to have this discussion with you now, okay? Right. The talk. Tendency. Look, it's got its own little tab as well. So let's start with character tendency because it's a bit more basic, okay? So character tendency, that is actually the one that was up in the top left of the screen up before, okay? This basically denotes how many black phantoms you have defeated. They're called black phantoms, but they're actually red. Don't ask me why. How many black phantoms you defeated, okay? The more you defeat, the more white your will tendency will get, okay? And it goes all the way up to something called pure white, right? Alternatively, if you kill, I want to say, I actually don't know if you kill players. I'm not sure if it's definitely if you kill NPCs, okay, on purpose, this will go to black, pure black, right? And that is, I mean, you to get platinum in the game, you have to get them both to pure white and pure black, okay, I believe, because you get a ring for pure white and you get a ring for pure black as well. So there are quests associated with each extremity or the extreme of each type of character tendency, okay? World is a lot more complicated. Oh, boy. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. So each world or each archstone has world tendency tied to it, okay? So this relates to it's not really an honor system in the sense of good versus evil. It's more how many deeds you do, okay, which are considered to be good for the world, in the sense that if you defeat more demons or more bosses, you will get a whiter world tendency, okay? On the flip side, okay, if you die as a human or in your corporeal form, yeah, in a world, and this is the biggest thing here for world tendency. If you die whilst you're in your human form, you will lower your world tendency to a darker level, okay? Now that's not necessarily a good thing, okay? Especially for new players, this is what happened. This is the trap that new players fall into. They don't know about the game. It's certainly what happened to me when I played the game for the first time, because I went in completely blind. Because traditionally in Soulsborne games, if you take something like humanity, which turns you back to a human or a human effigy, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good thing. Okay, it gives you a little bit of a buff, or you're able to engage with the online mechanic, for example. Okay, but in this game, if you do that and you die whilst you're exploring a world, it will send your world tendency down towards black. Okay, now that would be fine. However, it does a couple things. It makes the game more difficult, okay, because you take more damage, okay, and enemies are generally speaking tougher, right? And especially when you get to stuff like New Game Plus, whatever, enemies can pretty much one-shot you, especially some NPCs in the game, okay? And the other main problem with lowering your world tendency by accident, you can always send your world tendency down, but you can never necessarily send it up, okay? Because there are only so many bosses within a world, right? And once you've defeated them, they're gone, and you can no longer increase your world tendency up to white, right? So every time you defeat a boss, it'll go. I believe your world tendency goes up by 2 stages. There are stages, but we won't get into that level of detail. But it'll go up, right? What was I saying? If you want to get your world tendency to black, you will die as a human. So to become human, you will defeat a demon. Okay, you'll turn back to human, or you will use something called the Stones of Ephemeral Eyes, which are basically the humanity item of this game, right? Another way is to kill certain NPCs within a world, okay? And again, that will affect your world tendency and send it towards black, right? Now, there are quests / zones or areas, secret areas tied to world tendency, okay? Or even items, right? So sometimes it's worth getting your world tendency up to pure white. Sometimes it's worth getting it to pure black. You might have to do both throughout the course of a few playthroughs in order to be able to unlock or access everything, okay? Now, primarily for this playthrough, I'm going to be aiming for pure white, okay? However, having said that, the weapon that I want to get requires me to get a certain number, I believe 5, something called pure. Is it pure demon soul? I think it's pure demon soul. Pure or clear? Colorless? It might be colorless demon soul, actually. I think it's called colorless demon soul. So there are only a couple in the game that you can get. Otherwise, you have to send your world tendency towards black in order for a special enemy to appear called a primeval demon or a primordial demon. It's one of them. Okay, it's like a big slug foreskin thing. You'll see what I mean when we see one. Okay, so you have to defeat those in order to be able to get the item that's necessary to upgrade the special weapon that I want to obtain in the game. Okay, now I know this is a lot of information, but I'm trying to get the talk out of the way now so that we don't have to revisit it again with such detail or such interruption. Okay. What was the other thing? Ceramic coins. So again, I believe ceramic coins only appear when a world is at pure white or pure black tendency. This is if I remember, that's correct. It might be wrong. You may wish to clarify this yourselves. Okay. So again, for that reason, it can sometimes only be possible to obtain a certain number of ceramic coins within one playthrough. Okay. So again, to get all the ceramic coins, you'd have to play through the game multiple times. And if that's something you want to do, then that's something else that you would have to consider, right? And you'd probably want to follow a guide if you're doing that anyway, okay? But that's not going to be the sort of guide. So, yes, here's our bonfire here. We can teleport back. We cannot teleport between bonfires yet, okay? But that'll be coming up later. Now, hello, I didn't see you at all, my dear fellow. Don't you flail at me. The good old-fashioned hollow flail. So, do you know I was just talking about world tendency a second ago? Yeah, I remember that big old discussion. There's a dude coming as well. This gate right here. Yeah? Hang on, let's deal with this incredibly rude interruption. This gate right here, it can actually open. And if you look over this wall here, you'll see some items on the floor over there. Yeah, so this gate can open. But the only way to open it is if you get pure white or pure black world tendency. Yeah? So again, that's another example of the world state changing slightly. I use the term loosely when I say world state changing, because literally that door opens over there and that's it. And there isn't exactly much. Well, there isn't too much. There is some good items, obviously, but there's not too much to explore anyway. Now, where am I going? Right here. Is that someone crying? Or is that a crow? No crying allowed on my watch. Everyone's supposed to be happy. Thank you. So yeah, right. We are now going through the first area, which we have to do in order to be able to level up our character, okay? So we can only do that once we've defeated the first boss of the first area. Now, I'm looking up here because there are actually a couple of bodies hanging up there, which we'll be able to knock down in a wee bit. And there's a couple of goodies to grab on that in that situation too. Right now, So at this stage, I'd say it's pretty important to try and pick up everything that's been dropped, because you're going to be getting grass. In this game, you do not have access to a replenishable heal, or replenishable heal. How to describe it? Yeah, I guess replenishable heal, in the sense that you don't have an Estus flask, okay? So in this one, there's no Estus flask. In this game, you only have grass, and that's your method of healing. Okay, that's your primary method of healing. Is there anything down here? I don't think so. Ooh. Sorry, yes. So you're gonna have to be. I saw that coming. Picking up grass, okay? Or if you don't find any, you'll have to go buy some more. Otherwise, you won't be able to heal yourself, which will obviously be a problem for certain areas of the game. So, if you kill enemies, especially in this first area, they'll be dropping lots and lots of grass. So make sure you pick it all up, okay? Now, let's make our way up. This is giving me Stormvale Castle. Wow. Do you know what? I thought I could roll into him and interrupt his attacks, but clearly not. Again, still got some Bloodborne. Bloodborne on the brain. That doesn't sound like a good sentence. Bloodborne on the brain. Anyway. Alright, there's a good old trap here coming. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, this reminds me part of Stormvale Castle. When you kind of first go in with Gostock, and he's stalking you. There we go. Right, so you can die later. That area there, you have to be very careful, because you can die quite easily to those guys, because there's two of them, and then you've got that guy above throwing bombs at you too. Right, I don't want you to fall off, because if you drop some grass for me, that would be extremely useful. Whoop. Almost. Okay. Plenty of firebombs too, which again, worth picking up. Right, the good old trick here. We've seen it 1,000 times before. Again, Miyazaki, anything but predictable. Oh, sorry. He's anything if not predictable, should I say. Right. So we can get another view here. We came from that bridge down there. And then down there, where those gallows are, is actually that secret area that we'll be able to get to eventually. Now, we can deal with this ruffian, try to flatten us. Ooh, nice try, boy. There we go. Get thwacked. Now, got all these trebuchets here. So obviously some shit went down here. We can assume that they were trying to fight off the demons. There's the good old shield block of doom. Thankfully, these guys aren't too threatening. You just gotta watch it, okay? You just gotta watch the old block with the shield. Anyway. So I'm coming this way first, because there's actually a shortcut that's going to be useful for us, especially if we croak it. Well done, well done. Also, look. Oh, hang on. I was going to say, this second guy usually runs into the flames and dies as well, but it didn't happen on that occasion. But usually, when you hit those barrels, the flames linger on the floor, like a bit like a... Ooh. Well, that's given me an idea for later. So you want to hit these chains, because like I said, this is where those bodies were hanging. Okay. Now I've done that. Lovely. I wonder whose bodies those are. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the flames linger on the ground, sort of a bit like a petrol bomb scenario. Alright. Now this is dangerous too. But... oh, as you can see, apart from that, we are in control of the situation. Because you can kind of bottleneck them and make them fall off the edge as well down the gap. There. Are you guys dead? Where are you? What the deuce? Oh, they burned themselves here. Wow. I thought they kind of just disappeared into the ether. That was scary. Anyway. Now, two very important reasons for getting this shortcut. Now, one, you get a shortcut. B, you get one of the best rings in the game. So, this is pretty much going to be one of the rings that we're going to be using for the rest of the game. It's the cling ring. Or the clunge ring. No, sorry. It's, sorry, jade hair ornament there. That's a key item that we want. Okay, and then we also got the part of the witches set from this lady. Okay, so you can see here it's actually two ladies. Well, we'll see about that later. What was I saying? Excuse me. I wasn't saying that, but you know what I mean. Do you get me when I say... Anyway. What actually was I fucking saying, man? God, I think this... Whatever illness I had, it wasn't COVID, because I did the tests. I did a couple tests, because I had some left over from, you know, the COVID. But it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Unless it was some sort of wild variant, but it was literally just my head. It was nothing in my throat. Sorry, it was in my throat. It wasn't anything in my chest or lungs, should I say? Anyway, sorry, babbling on again. Sorry, the cling ring. Yes. Oh, also we want to get in here first. Okay, this is going to be a crossbow. Okay, it's not too useful, but it's worth having a ranged item for now, especially if you're not a spellcaster. Whoa, that was close. You gonna come closer here, buddy? Thanks. If you're not a spellcaster and you're melee like me, you want some ability to be able to shoot things at a distance, because that's actually going to be coming up in other levels, okay? Sorry, yes, the cling ring for the fucking 10th time. The cling ring is extremely good because we're going to be spending most of our time in this game in our current form, which is our soul form. You see, we're all wispy like this, okay? That's because we have died and we're in our soul form. And you can see at the top left, my HP is actually reduced. Okay? Now watch my HP here, look. Did you see it go down? Went down to 50%. With the cling ring on, you get less HP reduction when in soul form. Okay, so it's gone up to, I wanna say it's 75% right there, look. Okay? So again, that is extremely useful for us. Sorry, I just remembered something else I want to talk about as well. Hang on. Pike boys can be a problem too, because of the old guarding. Ah, there's backstab. There we go. Wow. Bit funny, but anyway. The cling ring. Ow! Was that in my face? How dare you? My beautiful hair. The cling ring is going to be good for us because we're going to be spending most of our time in the game in soul form, because if we are in human form, remember, if we die whilst we're exploring, we would turn our world tendency towards black, which we don't want to be doing, okay? Because we'll miss out on certain goodies and it'll make the game more difficult. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can be in this game where things can become a little bit unbalanced. Okay, now this guy, look. This guy is our first red knight. Actually, I want you to go this way. I don't think he'll be able to fit through that gap. So this guy, you might think, what am I doing? Okay? What am I doing? Why are you not fighting this dude, Josh? Oh boy. This guy is no joke. Now, he is fightable, okay? And he's killable. Even at my current situation here, right? However, the chances of me actually surviving a fight with this guy, or doing it on my first attempt, right, is probably 20%, I would say. And that, I'd say 20% probably with a shield, more like 15% without a shield, right? So, you can kind of see what I'm doing here, look. Hang on. Why don't you just walk over here a little bit, bud? Hang on. Right here. Yeah, why don't you do that? Oh, he survived. Shit. But do you see what I'm trying to do? I think I went a little bit too far down. I'm trying to cheese this guy, look. I'm surprised he survived that, actually. I'm trying to cheese this dude. Because... God, he's so breathy. Oh, he fell again. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You can cheese this guy by making him fall off. And you can actually do this with another tough enemy later on. Ah! That was close. Ah! So, that charging attack that he does with the spear, that is his most powerful attack by far. Okay? Oh god, do you know what? He's going to start using grass in a second. I've created a rod for my own back here. Hang on, he's chasing me now. Just, right. Pathfinding. Oh, lord. Well, do you know what? It's a shame you can't do plunge attacks. Where are you going? Where are you going? He's just healed himself. Oh, no. Right, this is a little bit of a nightmare. Do you know what? Oh, no, you can't pause the game. Well, you can, but I'll show you, actually. If you press your little touchpad here, look, and go on camera mode, you can pause the game. Look. Ah, kind of cool, huh? But yeah, it's an emergency way to pause the game. However, if you're online, okay, I think you can still get invaded. So that is an eventuality that you have to consider. God, my character looks so much worse out of the character creator, less rendered. Ooh. Expressions. Look, here you go. Ah, you can see my teeth now. My rippling muscles. God, that looks like. It looks like I'm entirely constipated. Wink. God. That looks a bit like, what is it, Puss in Boots from the Shrek films. Serious? Why so serious? No Joker in this game, unfortunately. I believe you me, I tried to make a Joker in the character creator, and it just was not happening, people. I tried. But it was a no-go. Wow. Happy. God, that reminds me of like some of the facial expressions from, what was the game? Was it Mass Effect Andromeda? Okay, afraid? Have we seen these now? Okay. Right. Sorry, buddy, to keep you waiting. I was going to equip some firebombs, because that is another way to deal with this dude, right? So it looks like he's backed off for a sec here, look. Give me some firebombs. Because I'm not too interested in using these for the boss, which is weak to fire, alright? So let's use them on this dude. So, let's go. Finish you off, nice and toasty. Oh, this is bad. Whoa, that was close. Like, you do not... Oh, little baby. Sorry. You don't want to underestimate that guy. He will end you with that stooping charging attack. Because he can do it. He can do it like 4 or 5 times in a row. Okay? And the amount of hits that can happen to your person with that spear contacting your body, you'd think it's like 1 or 2 hits. No, that thing can hit you multiple times in one go, like 10 times. And because he's such a high level enemy at this stage of the game, it melts you. Okay, so he need only touch you to finish you off. Oh my lord. Please don't do that, Josh. Please. Sorry, right. I was going to say the amount of times I've died to that fellow and lost my souls as well. Look, I've got almost 4,000 souls now. My hard-earned souls, the amount of times I've died just trying to fight that dude when, you know, this wasn't very clean, but you kind of get the picture, okay? You draw that guy over here, you get him to fall off, he dies in one go, you get 2,000 souls, everyone's happy. Excuse me. Now, he was also guarding an item back here that we just want to go and grab. Also, I realised, again, I glossed over it a little bit, the bastard sword. Okay, so another reason I took a strength build is because I wanted to be able to use this thing earlier on. Okay, so this is a great sword. Look. So we get to use a great sword straight off the bat. Okay. Well, instead of using our bat, should I say. But now you'll see that there's a little symbol there on the little sword icon down on the left, right? So I'm just taking a drink. That's better. That means that we can't one-hand it, okay, because I don't have the stats. But because I have a high strength stat, if I two-hand it, ta-da! I can use it. I can double-hand it, and it's better than our club, okay? At least for me it is, okay, because it has more crowd control capabilities. Look at these slashes here, look. Indeed, yes. So we are going to be using a type of sword as our ultimate weapon in the game later on. So don't worry about that just for a second. We're going to deal with this guy, okay? So to begin with, like I said, don't rush towards that fire until it is fully dispersed. Otherwise you'll be... Wow. Do you know what? No comment. Right. Ignore all this. I didn't fall down. Nothing happened. Don't look. Yeah, sorry. Avoid the flame barrels until they fully dispersed, okay? Otherwise, you will get burnt and killed. So I apologise for this, people. I shouldn't have fallen off there where I did. So one of the few times that Volty's in the game, and I did it unnecessarily, or by accident. You couldn't make it up, could you? So I'm going to have to kill these dudes, okay? Unfortunately. Alright, so ignore that dude. Okay. Also, ooh, there were a couple more guys that actually... Yes, I'll get to you in a moment. There were actually a couple dudes that jumped down from the roof up there on my left, okay, when I went through this archway. Okay, so I apologise for this. Yes, I'm coming to you. Here we go. So yes, take that guy out if you'd be so inclined, and then you want to vault, but not over there. You want to vault here because you will get access to a good item here, thief ring. Okay, so this means that we can't be spotted as easily by enemies. Okay, so it's actually a pretty useful ring some occasions, and you'll get some unique dialogue by talking to this guy.
Well, now that you are here, pray thee, fend off these dreglings.
But you can actually see this guy, he's wearing the flute armor set, but he's wearing the unique helmet that we got. Look, he's wearing the iron helmet. Okay, which is another little detail. Now we have to rescue this douchebag from certain doom. And because we have a weapon that could do some... Ow, crap. Oh, no! I didn't see the fire. Oh, man. I was going to say, because we got the bastard sword, we can do some good old horizontal slashes and there's more crowd control capabilities. Anyways. Otherwise, it is kind of pretty much doing the same amount of damage that our, what's it called, did. The club. Okay. But that's fine. Was there a dude here? No. So, especially if this is your first time playing through the game, you'll be dying, okay? Which is fine. We've all done it. We've all gone through it, right? Nobody starts out on a Souls game as a master, okay? And even veterans like myself, old boys and gals like me, we fuck up and we die. Okay, it's normal, but it's a normal part of the process. Now this place is a little bit spicy here for obvious reasons. Okay. Now, so, ooh, you jumped. I didn't think you could even jump down the stairs from there. Ah, shit! No. How about no? You die. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, sorry, this place can be a little spicy for that reason. There's loads of dudes in a small confined space. So what I would recommend is, if you die, obviously we're going to use our shortcut, but if you die, don't try and run past the enemies, especially in this game, or in this particular part of this particular game, okay? Because if you just try to run past, you will get swarmed. Okay, and then they do this flail attack and you get caught, you get stun locked, and it's all over. It's GG before you even know it. And look, I'll show you the backstabs here, look. So the animation is cool, right, for the backstabs, but did you see how they lost all their HP in kind of in one go before he even attacked them? Like, I don't know why, it just irks me. It's like, it feels unnatural. I mean, it obviously is, but at least in, ooh. Okay, we're okay. You're gonna heal? That's fine. That was your last mistake, my friend. Buckethead. Let's see, these guys... Do they respawn, these guys? No, they don't, because there's only 2 left. Sorry, yeah, about backstabs. No, I'm not going down there again. They feel a bit unsatisfactory because the amount of damage you do per swing doesn't translate into each. Oh God! It doesn't correspond with each swing that you're doing during the animation, if you know what I mean, and it's a little bit disappointing. Anyways, and I don't know why they did it. I can't actually remember if it was like that in the original game or not, because I've seen footage of the game, I've just not played it myself. Anyway, now you'll see there that I've ignored Night Dude for now, and there's a reason for that. Okay, the reason is if we talk to him, he'll give us an item, but he'll also start to patrol this area, right? Give me, if only this dude could drop that claymore that he's using, that would be mighty useful. Anyway. If you talk to him now, or straight away, should I say, he'll start patrolling all along this area, and if that happens, okay, he basically is put in danger, because if that dude dies, we can't complete his quest, which is tied to the entire... Ooh. Do I still have firebombs on me? No, that's fine. His quest is tied to the entirety of this particular zone that we're in, called Boletaria, okay? And if he dies at this stage, we won't be able to further his quest, obviously. So I'm just going to be super safe and make sure that we take everything out first, and so that he doesn't die. He's quite tough, especially at this stage of the game, okay? He can pretty much handle himself, but I don't want to take the risk. In fact, the biggest issue is friendly fire is on, okay? So I can actually hit him by accident, and that's the primary concern that I have. That's why I'm doing this, okay? Okay. But excuse me. Right. So now everything is clear, okay? Because he only patrols up until that point where I just killed that last dude. Now we can talk to him. What's your deal, bro?
For your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
The brass dildo. Classic. Also, I want that sword. I want that sword you're using. You stinky fellow. Look at him. He's actually not stinky. That's an effect of a ring. I believe it's the magical ring. The ring of magical dullness increases your magic resistance. It's actually a pretty good ring. Anyways, it's a shame. It's a shame they don't have more ring slots, because it really does. It's a relatively small thing, but it kind of does detract from the game in its entirety. It just feels like... Ow. Especially for characters... In fact, for most classes that you do, like I'm gonna be sort of a warrior type, or a knight, or tanky type of bro. So I'm gonna have to basically use one ring slot is definitely gonna be used up by something called the Ring of Strength, which means... Ow! That was a good shot from you, whoever's up there. I'm going to have to use the Ring of Strength. Do you know, I'm going to take this dude out as well. First off. Which is Havel's Ring. Which means that I'll be able to equip more heavier items, should I say. But that basically means that I'm going to have to wear that ring for the entirety of the game, like I said. And then, because I'm going to also be spending most of the game in my soul form, I'm going to have to wear my cling ring. So it's like instantly my 2 ring slots are taken up for the whole of the game, and there's not really an opportunity for me to experience anything else. Okay, which I would like to be able to mix and match some things. That looked like it hurt. I actually don't care though. There you go. It's the same if you do like a magic caster. Ow. You'd probably just end up using the Ring of Magical Sharpness, and then you'd use, give me one of those. And then you'd use something like the Witch's Ring, or, something like the Witch's Ring, which increases your memory slots. And it's like instantly your 2 ring slots are used up again. Anyway, enough battling. We need to go in here because... it's Rick, my boss. Look, he's back. Except this time, he's Scottish. My boss in real life isn't Scottish.
Good
Anyway.
day to you. Care to look over my wares?
But I'll just call him Rick anyway.
Mostly stolen, but who's telling, eh?
Who's telling, eh? Dregling. So, yeah, don't attack this guy, even though he's an exact copy of the guys we've just been slaughtering and murdering. This guy is a merchant. So, what have you got? So, if you're low on grass, this is your time to stock up. Otherwise, Soldier's Shield. Do you know, I do use a parry shield at some point in the game. Oh yeah, for one of the boss fights. It's 1,000 though. Yeah, I'm not going to get that just yet. But if I do want to get a parry shield, I know where to come. So that's fine. This armor is interesting here. Okay, it's better than what I'm wearing, but it's obviously a little bit heavier. But we'll have access to a better armor set, at least for a build that I'm going to be doing, which is a tankier build. Relatively soon after we do this area, okay? So I'm not too bothered.
Brave knight or lowly fodder? The demons snatched their souls regardless of their station, plummeting them all into madness. And those who dare cling to their humanity were hunted down. It is the end of great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
Oh man, those facial animations never get old. It's kind of weird. He looks a bit like he's from a movie set. Like he looks like he's wearing prosthetics and makeup. A bit like I don't know, like an orc from Lord of the Rings or something.
Hey, take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
Anyways, cracking on, moving on. So, I apologise for dying on the campfire of all things. Who would have thought a bonfire would be my downfall? My first death in Demon's Souls was to a campfire. Couldn't make it up, could you? Right, buddy. So we're gonna ignore you for now, and again, we'll deal with this dude. Hang on. I don't really want him to fall off. I know it's a little bit lazy, but if he falls off, then I won't be able to grab his item if he drops one. Why are you stood so close to the edge, buddy? There it is. Ah, thank you. Because every time I play this, he drops something, but his body falls to the ground. I have to run all the way back down and roll the way back up to get it. I don't want to do that this time. So let's move on. So we haven't got too much more to do. But here, look, we actually get a view. Actually, I'll show you properly in a moment. So to begin with, there's going to be some guys down here. There's a little... Well, that was bound to happen. But anyway, there's a little trick here. A little trap. And it's going to kill all those dudes there, okay? So make sure you do that first. Obviously, try not to get hit like I did, like a douchebag. But anyway, look, over there is the actual, the proper castle, the keep, if you will. Over there in the background, look, in between the dueling rocks from Breath of the Wild. And over there, look, the Cerulean Drake. Well, well, well. Nasty fellow. Anyways. So yeah, I always remember this bit as well, because in a New Game Plus, these guys are too strong to be killed by that boulder, or those boulders that I just sent this way. They're too tough for it, and they actually don't die. But anyway, that's a problem for a different time. I'm just thinking, I've got my little tool belt here as well. I need to consider what I want to start putting on this. Do you know, I think I do lotuses and ephemeral eyes and archstone. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Right, watch out for a little bit of an ambush here. Okay, let's deal with you. Okay, I locked onto the wrong guy, and I paid for it dearly. Woo. God, they're so annoying, man. The pike dudes with their shields. There we go. Good enough. So this bit is interesting. Okay, we actually have to be quick on our feet here. Okay, so I'm going to go up to this bridge, and something's going to happen. Okay, but to those who don't know, pay close attention to what I do. Right? Okay, so first things first. I'm a realist, but I'm going to take out some. Actually, that's fine. One of the dudes there has seen me, so you'll hear something approaching. This might be quite loud as well, I apologise, but look, there. Okay, so what I've just done is I've made that dragon spew fire on the bridge. However, you might think I left it a bit late to start running away, okay, to go to this area. Not so. If you run away too quickly, the dragon will cancel its fire breath, okay, and fly back here sooner rather than later. Also, I've gone to the wrong place. I shouldn't have come down. I shouldn't have come down here yet. But look, we got some archstone shards there. Put those on. Use those there. Sorry, you're meant to lure the dragon to the bridge, make it breathe fire, and then you run up there, because otherwise you have that to contend with. Now, again, I apologise if the dragons are really loud. It's because their volume is actually tied to dialogue volume, and I've got the dialogue volume turned up the most, okay, so that you guys can hear the NPCs in the game. God, you're actually shooting me from down there. No. So I apologise if it's a little bit loud for this section, but we'll get through it, okay? So here we go again. Now you'll see when the animation is about to start, it's there. Right. So let me show you properly. Because the only way to get these items over here, at this stage of the game, okay, without getting burnt to a crisp, is to bait the dragon over there, so that you literally just have enough time to do this. Now, of course, you still have the cerulean dragon to deal with here as well, okay? So the red dragon's on its way back, or Drake, sorry. Now, we can get this, we're fine. Oh, someone just died. Huh! Hang on. I fucked it. Do you know why? The first time it wafted its tail, I thought it was going to attack me. That was just a normal animation. I should have remembered, the cerulean drake only attacks you if you go for the final item that I was trying to go for there at the end, okay? So I can get back there relatively quickly. We'll just, do you know what? We're gonna ignore these dudes. I know I said don't. I said don't. But let me show you what happens if you, oh no! Instant regret, but we're okay, we're okay, we're okay. We're fine. So, that was more to show you why not to do it. I know it's tempting to just kind of run through, but yeah, I'd recommend killing everything first. Now, let's get back up to the Drake bit, if you don't mind. It's a shame because we were right there. We were at the next bit to get our next shortcut, but that's just the way the cookie crumbled, I'm afraid. So we're gonna have to move on anyway. Right, this guy I can't really run past. Well, there we go. Good enough. Speedrun strats. Do 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 do. Whoa! Do you know what it feels like? Weirdly, it feels like I'm playing GoldenEye 007 on the N64, and I'm trying to run through Facility. This is very abstract as well. Only a few people will know. Ah! That was close. I'm trying to run through the Facility level. Are they done? No. To unlock the invincibility spell. Oh shit. We're okay, we're okay. There you go. I always remember that because it was like one of the toughest gaming challenges that I ever had to do. You have to complete the Facility level, which is like the second level of the game on GoldenEye 007. Within 2 minutes, I think, but you literally have to run past all of the enemies. Like you barely have time to kill anyone, and you have to be pixel perfect, should I say? Like, talk about speedrunning, man. I was doing it back in the day before it was cool. Anyways, let's try this again without sucking balls, if you don't mind. So, apart from these archer dudes, we have time to take those guys out. Now get ready, and there we go. Right. So, even though I just died to the Cerulean Drake's tail, it is actually it's quite easy to dodge it. Like I said, I got flustered by the initial tail whip, which was he was faking me out, man. But anyway, look, right. It's only if you get pretty close, like this. There you go. So it's actually really forgiving with the timing on when to dodge, okay? And that's it. That's all it takes. So, we just got the other ring that we're going to be using for the rest of the game. Pretty much, okay? Without exception. There we go. And it's going to be the Ring of Great Strength. There we are. Raises equipment weight limit. So actually, it doesn't really matter, but what was it on before? It was on equip burden 542. This takes up to 63, so it's quite a big leap there. 21 points it increased it by, which is quite useful for us, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, so we have time here to just get to the other side of the bridge. It's going to be loud again, I apologise. There we go, that's where we use the bastard sword. Now, we are almost at the boss. We're almost at the first boss, and I appreciate that it's been a long one to begin with, okay? Actually, I will look now while this cutscene is going on. Yeah, we're an hour and 40 minutes, almost. But here we are, here's the boss door opening up now. And then, whoosh. Oh, it seems all intimidating, doesn't it? And scary, but don't worry about it. Honestly, running past those drakes was more difficult than that boss is going to be. Now, watch out for these guys, a bit of an ambush situation. Okay, I'm actually going to use one of those because I'd rather just get to full HP, please. I think we've got some pine resin there as well, which is going to be mightily useful for this boss too. Whoa! Delayed swing, guys! Wow, they got me good there. They thwacked me proper. Whoa. Ah, you fiend! My sword isn't quite as long as I'd like it to be. That applies to real life as well. I jest, of course. Sorry. Another little quality of life thing here before I go down into the staircase of doom. you'll notice if I hold down my down arrow, okay, on the controller, you see it takes me back to the first slot. Okay, so whatever it is in my first item slot, it takes me back to it automatically, like in later Soulsborne games, okay? Again, a little bit of a useful... nice try. A useful quality of life change that they made when they developed this game, which is very welcome. Anyways, these are our first phalanxes, okay? As you can see, now, it's not too bad if you're attacking them from the front, but obviously if you get behind them, it's going to be nice and squishy, like cutting through butter. Also, another thing with these dudes is, thank you, their throw is a little bit misleading, like with the Drake's tail. It looks like they're about to... it looks like they're going to take a little bit longer to throw the spear than they actually do. So I'd always recommend if you're stood in front of one and it looks like they're going to be throwing a spear, then dodge a little bit sooner than you think. Otherwise, chances are you'll probably get hit by it. Okay. Do you know what? These guys... Now you guys get to die. I just wanted to show the guys what happens if you try to rush through here, okay? How dangerous it is. Okay, it looks like they pretty much killed themselves anyway. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Right, finally, the first boss. And we're at 6,800 souls as well. That's pretty good. Here we go, big old boss. What's it going to be behind door number 1? Could it be worse than the Vanguard Demon? No, it's a pile of phalanx. And do you know what, though? I forgot to put on some pine resin. You could use fire bombs as well, okay? I'm not going to bother with that. I think one pine resin should be more than enough, as you can see. So even though these guys have shields, they're very susceptible to fire. Yeah? Now... Whoa, that was close. I'm not safe. Okay. Wow. I think it's the fact that they all kind of fell off the big phalanx, and I didn't realise that I was getting poked from each side, from all corners. So anyway, you can't really hurt the boss until you create a little bit of a window for yourself, otherwise it just regenerates. Okay. At this stage I could just kill the boss if I wanted to, but I'm going to choose to make life a little bit more challenging. And I'm going to kill all the phalanx, the small phalanx first, okay? Before we deal with the big dude. And look, you can actually roll into these guys' shield. Look, that's pretty cool. This one doesn't even have a spear. How embarrassing. There we go. Now all that is left is the husk in the middle. So this thing can't even attack you. Now, it's actually a little bit sad, a little bit pathetic. I mean, it's still coming towards me. What, do you want a staring contest? It kind of looks a bit like Malice from Breath of the Wild. You know, the goopy stuff from Ganon. There you go. So this is all that's left to do, unfortunately, and it's almost sad. Almost brings a tear to the eye, but not quite. There we go. Now look, pay attention to the particles. Pay attention to the particles that come out. Look. You see that? It's an archer. Look. And they've got a ponytail. And you actually heard a bit of a scream there. Almost a feminine scream after we destroyed the demon. Well, that's because it used to be one of the king's guard that got turned into a demon. Okay? So it was the archer, whatever she was called. I forget. Anyways, we got our soul. We've unlocked our next bonfire. Okay? We're now on the Lord's Path. Let's have a look at Lord's Path. Archstone of the Phalanx Demon. Past the huge gates of Boletaria, of the Boletarian Palace. Of Boletarian Palace? I guess that works. Lies what is now a feeding ground for dragons. The cliff pathway which leads to the inner ward where knights make their abode. There we go. So, like I said, we've gone over a little bit on this occasion. But, for the first episode, I kind of expected it because I knew I wanted to get up to this point before I finish. Otherwise, you know, it kind of, for continuity purposes, it doesn't really make sense to do it any differently. I feel okay, and there's no rush anyway. There's no rush. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. We're here to take our time and go through the game and do everything that we want to do. Okay. So in the next episode, we'll go back to the Nexus. We'll level up. Thankfully, we'll talk to some more NPCs, and then we'll be able to do the next area, and it's going to be cool. So I hope to see you then. So glad to be back recording properly, recording, you know, the games that I love again. It's so. It just feels right. It just feels so liberating and enjoyable. Even though it's been done before, like the walkthroughs of this game have been done before. Like you could go on YouTube and search for 1,000 Demon Souls walkthroughs or playthroughs. You know, it's neither here nor there. It as selfish as it is, it just makes me feel good, and I'm glad to be back doing it. Because oh boy, it's been one hell of a fucking long month. Anyway, right guys, I'll catch you in the next episode, and I hope you're all good until then. Stay safe. Bye.